Good afternoon, everyone. I'm at Farlington, Marshes in Portsmouth. Down here for some other stuff. Just lock up my cab. You can hear the motorway. We're right off of the M27. I haven't been here for about 4 years, I believe. Came down a lot during that, unstable time in 2020, 2021. We won't mention words because I don't want to get demonetized or anything like that. But yeah, I haven't been down here for a while for whatever reason. And it was good. Let me have a look. I'm at the car park. I've just parked up. How many cars can you get in here? It's a good number of parking spaces. Maybe 70, 80, possibly. So it shouldn't be any problem unless it's a really busy school holiday or something. So let's get looking. We've got, flocks of starling. I've got my little binoculars out and I'm just going to have a scan of what's going on. It's kind of perfect weather today. I was a bit worried that the forecast showed grey clouds all day. And when I got here, the sun was out and I was absolutely cooking. It must be about 26, 27 degrees Celsius. And the clouds have just covered the sun and it's relief for a moment. So I'm quite happy about that. Anyone who's interested in settings, I'll give you a quick overview. I won't go too deep into those. Some people are asking for it. They want to learn some camera settings. So I'll mention what I'm using for the particular scenario. I won't go too deep. So at the moment, there's a little bit of cloud. It's nice and bright. And what I've got my camera set on is the electronic shutter mode, which is the fastest shutter mode you can use. And it's 30 frames per second. And the idea being that if a bird appears out of nowhere, I can get a shot off or several shots before it's gone. And then I can identify it because I might only have like half a second to respond. Now the electronic shutter causes a bit of something called rolling shutter, where it distorts the image. And I'm going to be doing a vlog about that, explaining the difference. I want to explain it here and bore you. I'm going to do a whole video about mechanical, electronic first curtain and electronic, okay? So at the moment, I'm at 4,000th of a second and 2500 ISO. That should take care of every situation at the moment, any kind of bird that flies by. I like to go fully manual because I don't like the camera to make any decisions. I like to judge the weather conditions and set the camera myself. And that just comes with experience. A lot of people will either go aperture priority or lens or shutter priority. I like to go fully manual. That's just what I've found works best for me. So at the moment, yeah, there's a big flock of starlings. What I might start, I'm going to start filming some stuff. Oh, it's actually a little murmuration. So I'm going to catch a little bit of this for a vlog. Because I am going to be doing a vlog if something interesting happens. That's a big murmuration. I'm just filming it. Wow. If you get a murmuration, it's always going to be at the coast. I did film the famous Brighton one a couple of years ago. And that was, surreal. I'd been meaning to do it for years. I've got a really clear view of these starlings. It's filling the frame and they've just landed in the mud. And then they take off again. Yeah, and now they're all feeding. There's a lot of dried seaweed down there, so they've got plenty to feed on. I'll catch those again. I've just filmed a little bit for a vlog. If I've got enough stuff, then I'll make a vlog. So let's get the bins out and see what's going on. Already with my naked eye, I can see black-headed gulls. Oh yeah, regarding that, I've listened back to my first podcast. This is my second podcast. And the first podcast, I saw it had automated a transcript. And it was pretty accurate. The one thing I did notice that when I said, I would say goal instead of gull. So it was writing G-O-A-L, goal, like a football goal. So I have to enunciate the goal so the transcripts can understand me. Maybe in the future, AI will rightly figure out what I'm saying. Well, he's been talking about birds. Why is he suddenly talking about sports? It can't be that. So he's obviously talking about birds. Let's correct it. So nothing. There's lots of. So I've got to explain what I'm seeing. If you watch the vlog, if I do make a vlog, put it on my YouTube channel, Storm Cab Birds, you'll see all this. So at the moment, the mud, I've just checked the tide times, it's 5 hours from coming in, so good. That'll start bringing all of the birds in. And you've got these mud flats with these little streams, small river streams running through it, which will gradually fill with water. And inside those, there's probably a geology term, a geography term for those streams in the mud. They all have their individual names, creeks and things like that, but I don't know what they're called. And I'm just checking because that'll be where things are feeding. I can see waterfowl in the distance, but I can't see from this distance unless I get my big camera up. I'm looking through small bins. I can see a larger gull, maybe a herring out further out. And I've seen something fly past me in the bushes in the car park, and it's probably a whitethroat. So let's go for a walk. Now, my first podcast, I enjoyed it, and the format is very open at the moment. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I'm going to require feedback from you good folk. And I've already had a bit of feedback. One particular person saying they want to learn the camera settings. That's why I'm mentioning them. But obviously I want it to be, for more people to listen. They might get bored of camera settings. There are some podcasts that do one bit of subject and then do another bit of subject for different people who want to hear different things about the same subject, but somebody might want to hear just, for instance, I was listening to I don't listen to sports, but this particular podcast that talks to interesting guests, I'll say it, Joe Rogan, he speaks to interesting guests, and then he does the fights, UFC stuff on another podcast. For people who don't want to listen to the other they just want to hear the fight stuff. So I might do vlogs at nature reserves where I just walk along, talk, speak about what I'm seeing, let you know, describe the environment, you can hear what's going on. And then the technical stuff, I will do a whole nother podcast for that. But it might get to the point where people don't mind a bit of both in each. This is the second podcast, and until people start commenting, leaving reviews on Spotify, Apple, and my YouTube channel, because it's on the YouTube. What they do on the YouTube, I found, because it took me a bit of fiddling to get the podcast up. It's quite messy. You have to put it up on a site. I put mine up on Podbean, which provides an RSS feed. You don't have to understand any of this stuff. I don't really understand it. And the RSS feed gets uploaded to all the different outlets. Because I would think, why can't they just have their own individual podcast? Why can't YouTube just have a podcast section, Spotify? And they do, but apparently if you upload to one site, get the RSS feed and give it to everybody, it helps you, it gives you a better spread, and the data gets collected in one area. Fair enough. Let's have another stop and look. I'm like 20 feet from the road. Very busy. I mean, I know this DJI mic is excellent. I was very impressed with the first podcast. It really cut out. There was almost no wind, and there were some really windy parts. So I was well impressed with how good it is. Almost studio quality. I might have to get my phone for this starling murmuration. Yeah, I'm going to get my phone out. They've just flown over to the other side of the road. I'd say there's about 1,000 starlings in there. And a few just flew over my head, splitting off from the main group. That sounds like that quote from Star Wars. Darth Vader says, "Several fighters have left the main group, come with me." Because some people, so there's a particular commenter that's always mentioning, why don't you bring in more film quotes? Okay, I'll try. Keeping everybody happy is going to be interesting. All right, we're just coming up to the main gate of the Marshes. It's just to mention, obviously you're not seeing this. It's free. It's not like an RSPB site where you have to show a card. The parking is absolutely free. There are no payment machines. And I'm just turning right. Oh, okay, I've taken the bottom of my trousers off and there are stinging nettles. Okay, so be aware of that. I'm going to have to sort of slide through here very carefully. That's knee height. Okay, I missed them, good. And we're just getting to the sea wall, right? Okay, these Farlington Marshes, if you can imagine, they're in Portsmouth on the coast, and the marsh itself, where you walk, is like an upside down shark's fin, sticks out into the mud. Is that that's a blackbird feeding on them? Let's just take a little bit of video of everything, because I'm not sure if how much footage I'll get. So I'm going to film every bird I see. So it's a female blackbird, obviously collecting insects for a chick somewhere. Hopefully the dried seaweed is obviously bringing lots of insects. Yeah, I've got this. That's either a female blackbird or it's an advanced juvenile. It's flicking over seaweed. And actually, because of how dark it is, I'm actually struggling to stay focused on it because it's blending into the dark black seaweed background. Okay, it found something. Yeah, so the blackbird is brown with an orange beak, and it's got white bits on the back, randomly spread across its body, which suggests, yeah, it could be juvenile. I mean, it almost looks like halfway between a blackbird and a missel thrush, and I'm sure I got that wrong the other day at Hall Place, where it looked really dark, but sometimes the juveniles, you can see all the spotting as if it's a missel thrush, but it's not. Nobody's corrected me yet, which is a good sign. I always find the best way to get people to confirm the identity of a bird is don't ask people, just say it. Say, oh, it's this, and then put it up. And people love to, that sort of hooks people in, because they like to tell you how you're wrong. Don't ever ask, because I've asked questions before. Does anybody know what subspecies this is or whatever? Tumbleweeds. Nobody wants to know. All right, I can hear a greenfinch. Did you hear that? Okay, so I'm scanning the top of the tree line. Yep, can you hear that? Right, where are you? You're going to be on the top of a tree somewhere. I'd like to record this. There's a bit of wind, but my tripod might handle it okay. All right, what are these going over the top? I'm just checking if there are any terns there. You are I'm sure you're a black-headed gull. Anyway, let's get to the greenfinch. Okay, where are you? You sound high. All right, I think I can see it. Right, you sit right there. I'm going to keep my distance just for the start, and I'm going to get some 4K crop video. And if I make a vlog, you'll see it. Right, just quickly getting it on the tripod. I've got my little system, so it goes on very, very quickly. And my camera is very good at picking up long distance audio. Okay, where are you? Now I'm searching. My camera's zoomed so close in that I can't. Oh, okay, there we are. Right, adjusting for. Okay, there's a little bit of wind. This might have a little bit of trouble. But yeah, I mean, the bird itself is bouncing all over the place because of the wind. Right, I've got it videoing, I've got it recording. Now I just need, and it's flown. Okay, well, I mean, I've got like a record shot of it. It's hovering, it might come back. Right, you're going to land, and yep, it's landed on a bush to the right, so we might not miss it completely. We might have a bit more luck. The wind was awful anyway, so let's get a bit closer. That's a good start. Yeah, I think it was 4 years ago. I distinctly remember, because I wasn't very good at photography. There were two, I missed it. There were two, actually I think I got the photo. If I'll look back and see if I can find it, and I'll put it on the vlog. It wasn't very good, but I think I did catch it. It was two greenfinch having a scrap in midair. And I just remember thinking, oh, if I'd have got that, that would have been just amazing. Okay, the greenfinch just flown from the bush I was walking over to and back to my left. But he went lower down. And now I can hear a whitethroat. It's not, the whitethroat's doing that sort of low pitch shrill, not its usual song. I better be careful. Sorry, my throat clearing. The talking must be a surprise to me, because my throat's getting very dry all of a sudden. So I'll probably have to keep clearing it. Right, okay, the greenfinch has disappeared. Oh, exciting so far. There's some decent activity There are little birds flitting around, but it's just getting them in the first place. I've gone around the back of the bushes to get a better look, see if it's gone down. Maybe, yeah, it must have a nest somewhere. Nope. All quiet. Okay. Yeah, when this tends to happen, I don't tend to hang about. If the bird I was trying to find goes quiet, unless it's a really, really super rare, interesting bird, then I won't spend much time on it. And I can still use the footage, though it was shaky and it flew off quite quickly. I usually in the vlogs just say, I did get a goldfinch, but it was a record because it flew off just as I set my camera up. And even that can be a little interesting clip. Oh, it's much, much more cooler now. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, there's a nice layer of cloud that's not, yeah, it's made everything really nicely diffused. So if I get filming or photos, there'll be no harsh shadows or blown out highlights. Okay, so yeah, at the moment, I'm slightly inside the reserve. In the past, I've walked along the sea wall. So I'm inside the reserve, where I'll be closer to the birds inside because there's not much happening on the outside because the tide is right out. Oh, hang on. That is, there's the greenfinch literally, now will you let me film? It landed about 20 feet away and I'm trying to unhook my strap. Oh, settings. I've got to be much quicker than this, locking my camera in. Settings, manual. Okay, we've got it in the frame. Now I've got to lock in the dials to stop the thing from flitting around. Right, I think I've got it. Yeah, I have got you bang in the middle. Now, I'm just going to stop talking for a minute to record the song. Okay, it's just flown, but I got a bit of recording. You will definitely have heard that. I know my mic quietens most of the background sounds, but you will have heard that because I know I've listened back to some audio when I get it back onto my computer, and I didn't think I was recording something, and it did. Great, that's great. Yeah, good. I got some. What I did is I didn't zoom all the way in to start with. I just got recording, so I'd got something. And then once I got a little bit, I'll zoom right in with my 4K crop to fill the frame as much as possible. But as I was doing that, that's when it flew. But I got some of its call in the standard mode. So I think we've got a nice little process going, yeah. Where I say I'm about to film something, I do it. And then when I get back and I start editing, I've got to remember, oh, this was in the vlog, this was for the podcast. Blackbird over there, what are you doing? You're sitting still. Anything that sits still now, I'm just going to film it, whatever bird it is, because what happens is when I talk on my vlogs, sometimes I want, if I'm just waffling about something, some information, it might come across boring to some people. So if I at least put a bird over the top of it, then it keeps a little bit of interest. Right, it's on these kind of, I think it's ant hills or those mounds. They're mole hills or something like that. Right, okay, more settings. See, my camera tripod isn't level, and that's annoying. I've got like 50 different settings to remember to do. All right, I've got the bird in the frame, blackbird, female. It's probably the one from the mud I saw a moment ago. Yeah, I can see the white markings, a similar bird. Oh, it's got a nice grub. Good. No, the tripod is causing shaky footage while I move it, so I'm going to have to hand hold so I can stabilize. Very fiddly. Right, sorry. I had to stop speaking for a moment. I'm going to have edited that out. What it would do, the blackbird, it would sit still for about 4 seconds and then it would run, and I just couldn't track it. The cameras aren't good enough for this yet. I can see two birds in the distance there. I'm gonna go handheld, just to record them, what we got. Oh, they are greenfinch. Looks like a male and a female, yep. So I've got a male and female greenfinch in my sights. Awesome. So they're good as gold. They were here last time I was here. And I've seen them again, good. Got them on record. I saw another bird fly by it, so there could be a whole flock of them. Yeah, at this particular point, I'm at the northwest corner, and that's where there was a kestrel last time I was here a few years ago. And it's going to be interesting to see, like so far, yeah, the same birds are here that I saw last time. So for years on end, birds do return to the same spot. I can hear something. I'm just walking back north up the path because I can hear something. It might just be the greenfinch. And what's that on a tree? I can see a big bird. It's probably a wood pigeon. Let's have a look. Check everything. It is a wood pigeon. Wow, even from 200 meters away, I could assume that was a wood pigeon, just from the silhouette and the way it was sitting. No, you know, you get into this good habit of understanding bird movement and flying, and what the bird could be, depending on whether it's on the ground, on a tree, in a bush, on the end of a branch. So, but actually, to be honest, oh, goldfinch, I didn't even see those, I've just spooked them. They were in actually, I don't even know what these plants are. I think they're not teasels, I don't believe. The teasels in front of me, but they were on the plants behind. And they're, what are they? They're kind of purple explosion star-shaped with little, it almost looks like wool coming out of them. They usually feed on those. The flock of starlings just went over my head. Oh, I can hear the goldfinch singing. You can hear that? It's probably waiting for me to get out the way so they can start feeding again. Keeping them peeled. Right, these guys are currently in the tree. Can we get any footage of them? Might get a little bit. Yeah, just for a little bit of record stuff, I still bulk up the vlog when I do it. Yeah, they're currently jumping around the tree, so inside a bush, so they must be waiting for me to leave. That's at the top of the tree now, singing. I'll record a little bit of that and let you listen while I record them. I've got to adjust my set. It's all handheld, so when you see the vlog, I'm sorry, it's going to be a bit shaky. Right, I've recorded a little bit handheld. I am going to try for some tripod because it's flown. See, this is my life. Yeah, there's a good 4 or 5 jumping around. You can hear them. Excellent. So it's good for finches at the moment. Okay, we're good there. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just... Oh, there's more birds landing in that tree there. I can hear already they're going to be some sort of finch. Yeah, goldfinch. And goldfinch, yeah. So I'm just going to go back to photo mode in case anything flies past. Okay, yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm using the electronic viewfinder. This is the benefit of mirrorless, because you can see the exposure in real time through the electronic viewfinder. With the old optical viewfinders, you had no idea if your photos were coming out exposed properly, because you were only seeing what's in front of you. Whereas with the electronic viewfinder, you can adjust the brightness of the screen. The exposure will show you exactly the correct exposure in front of you. You have to adjust for it. So that sounds complicated. Did I make that too complicated? Anyway, I'll just say that with the electronic viewfinder, you can adjust the exposure to exactly match what you want to take. So if it is really, really bright, you can underexpose for that, if you know what I mean. yeah, so electronic viewfinder is what I'm saying is the best thing. It's really an upgrade from the optical. People will argue the optical is sharper and it gives you a more lifelike look, but you're after the photo at the end of the day. And if the viewfinder helps you take a better exposed photograph, that's what you're after, forget it. The viewfinder is only there to help you judge the exposure and the framing. That's all it's there to do. It's not there to give you a pleasant view. If you want that, buy a nice Swarovski scope. Right, so there's definitely up now to maybe a dozen goldfinch on my left. I should, you know what, I'm going to get my Merlin app running because I can hear a few things that I'm not quite familiar with. Yeah, let's get my Merlin on my second phone. I have two phones. Where are you? I did a where is it? I was on the other screen. I did a vlog on the Merlin app. You should check it out because I literally only started using it recently. Because I would just what I would do to ID birds was use the BirdNet app, and then to identify the birds in pictures, I just use Google Lens. But with Merlin, it does both Google Lens and, well, it doesn't use Google Lens, it uses its own thing, but it identifies by photos and records the audio. So it does it all in one app. So yeah, just go into my channel. I think it was about 3 weeks ago I did it. Have a look for that and it will explain what Merlin is. But warning, don't rely on it. There's a lot of proper birders make fun of it because it will pick up something incorrectly, like some weird bird from Costa Rica in your back garden. You'll be like, oh, I can't believe I got this, and they'll post it being all proud of themselves and people will die laughing. So if it's something exotic, it's an inaccurate. What you have to do is use the app. What I do is I use the app, and if it says there's a bird that I didn't even know was there, I hadn't heard it, I'll look and I'll find it. And it's been brilliant. One of the best ones so far is when I was in Lesvos in Greece, one of the Greek islands, in May. And I looked down at the app and it said short-toed tree creeper. And I went, what? Where? I don't. And I listened and then I saw it jumping around a tree. So basically what it did was made me stop and look. Otherwise I would have carried on walking. So it's good for that sort of thing, for letting you know there's something to have a look for. Because yes, it can be very exhausting, constantly looking. It can take it out of you, this process. Oh, right, okay, we've got a dead bunny, very young bunny on the path. Yeah, it looks like it's only a day old or something. No, not the bunny, the death was a day ago. This looks like some of its innards are out. Now, what I wonder is why hasn't there been a raptor come down and get it, or a fox? Maybe they'll pick it off later when they see it. Maybe it's so fresh they haven't spotted it yet. I won't put that on the vlog. I've done it a couple of times in the past, but I'd only do it if it's something of interest, of real interest, and I need to talk about it. Oh, these greenfinch are excellent. Okay. Get a bit more. I'm going to just get as much as I can if it's close enough. So I'm just going to record a bit of audio so you can just listen to the natural sounds while I do this. Oh, it's gone already. Too slow are my settings. Crow has landed. Okay, we're going to go back out onto the seawall. We've just got about a third of the way down the upside down shark's fin. And there's a little pond on my left. I don't see any movement. So I'll just have a scan with my bins. See, like the hope would be a water rail or something like that. Nope, nothing alive in there whatsoever. Now those greenfinch are very, very vocal. First gate. Yeah, the trees in the middle of the marsh, the small finches are just having a whale of a time chasing each other. I did have a look on bird guides before I got down here to see if anything interesting had been seen recently, but all over the country, very quiet. Nothing amazingly interesting. I'll tell you what, I'm just looking down the path along the sea wall, and there's nobody here. There's nobody here. There is nobody here. There are no people here. So I better film a bit of vlog, just a bit of B-roll to overlay while I'm talking, because I've never filmed a vlog from here. Okay, nothing out there yet. Okay, nothing to report. Yeah, so I'm just filming a bit of B-roll vlog. Now the audio I won't use from this, because I'll be talking over the top of it, because it will just be picking up the wind if I was filming the audio as well. And just as I'm filming, I'm just walking along the path filming, I can see a big group of Canada geese off to my left. Now in the winter, this area is good for Brent geese, but they won't be here now for sure, unless there's some random stray. Yeah, I'm just doing a sweep with my camera. Oh, my throat is really dry. And you know what I've done? I've just realised I've left my tea in the car. I've got a flask of water. Let's have a drink of water at least. Oh, I heard a Chetty's warbler. Good. Little addition. Wow, my throat is really, really dry. Am I coming down with something? It's not scratchy, which you would get with a cold. Ah. What's that? It's a wood pigeon. It's always a wood pigeon. So I'm just going to get my bins up and have a scan of the water parts in the centre that I can't get to. I don't know if you can walk to that area. I'm not sure, but I'm not going to get in there. It'll be very buggy. So yeah, I can see Canada geese, probably 20 or 30. Canada geese, yep, that's about it. I can see waders, I can see some sort of wader. That might be a little egret, that might be a tufted or a little grebe. It's too far at the moment. Okay. Let's keep it going. Yeah, the mud flats here go right out, but because it's so flat, the water comes in incredibly fast, which is nice. So if there are birds out there, they'll be forced in lively. Yeah, what's that? That's it's got to be a cormorant, isn't it? Or is it yeah, cormorant. I can hear probably oyster catchers and redshanks. So if I get further down to the tip of the upside down shark's fin, we should get some waders. Anything feeding on this sort of seaweed is usually where you would see things like rock pipits. Down in this area of the world, I've seen rock pipits before in this sort of environment. So they are down here, like they are at Broadstairs. Broadstairs is good for rock pipits. Keep them peeled. No raptors. There's somebody coming along with a bucket, maybe going to be doing some cockle picking or something. There's a very nice breeze, considering I was absolutely baking a second ago. So far, I'm glad I've got this this podcast, because this isn't really vlog material so far. Okay, I'm just going to get the camera on that gull. It's eating something on the ground. Maybe it'll be of something of interest. Oh no, it's already walked away from it. Maybe, did it see me, or is it just nothing worth eating? Let me have a look. Where are you? No, it just looks like a mound of green, so I don't know what it was eating. And over there are more Canada geese. I can see I can see an oyster catcher. Yep. So we got some, the wader numbers are starting to happen. Just make sure my settings are ready for birds taking off. Okay, 1/4000th of a second and 2000 ISO. And I'm at f9 on my Canon 200 to 800mm lens. So yeah, it's a very slow lens. So let's get some more of this. The murmuration's just going by. Yeah. And they've just landed all by the water. I'm just going to go in and save those settings to a custom function, which I'm going to be doing a video of as well. A brief overview of custom functions. If you come across different scenarios, I can see lots of waders now, so let me just stop getting distracted here. Quickly just mention the custom functions. So say for instance you've got birds in flight and then you suddenly got birds in a tree or birds perched out in the open. You don't want the same settings for all those situations. So what you can do is you can save multiple settings for different scenarios. So you'd have to then change the ISO, change the shutter speed, change the white balance, change the exposure, all these things. You can just flick a switch to dial to mode 1, 2, 3 or 4 and you've got everything there set up for that particular situation. And I'll be doing a proper deep dive into that because that will bore most people in the podcast zone. So I'm just coming up to a bigger bit of water in the middle and there's a lot of waders. Right, okay, how are we going to do this with my podcast? I'll look through and I'll read out as I see them. And if there's anything interesting, I get excited, I have to stop and film, I will do. Oh, what's that? So just behind me, I'm looking what the racket is. A couple of black-headed gulls having a scrap. Little egret on the mud. I can see waders out there in the water that are those? I'm interested. Before I check out this big flock of birds behind me, I want to see what these are off in the distance, if they're turnstone. Where did I just see you? I take my eyes off and then I can't see it. Oh, lots of little egrets, yeah. Oh, and those aren't turnstone, they're just black-headed gulls. Gulls, juvenile, looks like a turnstone. What it is because it's almost bowing to the adult. So it's hunkered down like a turnstone. Now let's get looking at these waders. There's about maybe 200. Oh my, yeah, there's lots of good stuff. Just from a distance with my small bins, we've got, let's go from left to right. Okay, those are all black-headed gulls. We've got lapwings. There's some birds there that must be black-tailed godwits, brownish orange. I'm going to have to get on those and scan those for spotted redshanks. See redshanks, common shell duck, a lot of grey birds, and then these brown ones in between, bigger. So the smaller ones, possibly redshank. I'm going to confirm when I'm going to use my camera to get closer, but let's just do a quick scan. See if anything else. Those look like 2 curlews or whimbrels, or 3 of them in the distance over there. Oh, yep, avocets, excellent. So we've got some serious species here. Awesome. Yep, plenty of avocets. Lots more curlew as I scan to the right. I'll have to confirm if there's some whimbrel. This wind is going to make filming impossible. I'll try. I'll do it for some record footage. Oh, and as I get further to the right, there's another like 12 or 15 curlew whimbrel. Wow, excellent. Black-tailed godwit. There's a straighter beak there. Okay, right. So here comes the part now. I'm going to put the camera on the tripod to steady it. Now I'm going to get my 4K crop. It's going to give me 2300 millimeters. So I can really, I'll talk to you. If it gets boring, I'll figure something, I'll cut it out. So let's get right in there. Okay, what have we got? So I have to do a bit of compensating. Right, I think we've got, now I'm probably going to mess these up. I hope I don't. Are they, now I've got to decide whether they're dundling or sandling. They'll probably be dundling. Yeah, very windy. Well, my camera's not going to be able to manage this. Wait, no, it's going to. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to handheld and just use my palm to steady as best I can. Wow, there's a lot of birds. There are a lot of birds. Yeah, a lot of redshank. Okay, let's get some of these. That's Dunlin because they've got the black tummy, black belly. I got to remember my bird field marks. It's tummy. They don't have. They don't have tummies. They have bellies. Right. So we filmed some Dunlin. Yeah. Normally I only see them in their winter plumage. Well, I've got to watch my strap there. Slapping against my chest on the from my camera strap, and that could be affecting the sound. Black-headed gull making a racket behind me. Okay, let's get in there again. So this footage is going to be terrible on the vlog, but it might be enough for a vlog now. The heat haze is starting to build, a bit annoying. So those are definitely all redshank, and there's a couple of summer plumage black-tailed godwits. It's almost going to be impossible to find. They've all got their beaks tucked in. So if there is a spotted redshank in there, there's no way I'm finding it. Okay, so I left you for a moment. I did a bit of recording of the main group. Now we're just going to move across and start seeing what else is here. Redshank. Trying to see if there are any rough. Redshank. Okay, let's try and get some avocet. Yeah, if there was a spotted redshank here, somebody would have reported it on bird guides, I think. Okay, where did these? I've taken my eyes off the avocet, now I can't find them. Oh, they're all hunkered down. Okay, well, I'll just film that. All hunkered down for a sleep. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, something spooked them. I was ready for it though, I caught it. Now they're all on their feet. Good. Well, whatever spooked them, thank you very much. Don't worry, it wasn't me, I'm too far away. I'm just looking up when something gets spooked, there could be a raptor around, just having a scan of the environment. Nope, no raptors. Okay, so let's get and confirm if these are curlew or whimbrel. Okay, where are you? At the moment, they're only black-tailed godwits. Did they fly off and I wasn't looking? Hold on. You know what, I think I've made a mistake. The birds I was looking at thinking were curlew are actually all black-tailed godwits. They are actually bigger. It's hard to judge the size from a distance. No, sorry, these are all black-tailed godwits. So I've made that mistake. They were just silhouettes when I was looking through my binoculars. No curlews whatsoever as far as I know. Yeah, black-tailed godwits. No, not a single curlew or whimbrel. No. Okay, fair enough. Just redshank, yeah. Redshank. Rat wings. Shame about the wind. I could have got some good footage. But I can't argue with that. Good wader numbers. And when the water comes in, they might come up to the seawall. I'll be able to get some better footage. That's good so far. I'm quite happy with that. Got some record stuff. You know, walk along the path. I'll be able to get a bit closer to the western side of this water where there might be something in the reeds. Now, 1 minute. That gull that I said earlier was eating something. It's pulling. Let's have another look what it's doing. There's obviously some food in there. Oh, no, there's not. It's just like a big mound of seaweed. It's a herring gull, pink legs, light back. Did you hear that? The herring gull call. No, that was better than I expected, those waders. I haven't been to the seaside for a while. Dungeness, there was nothing really. Nothing like that anyway. No raptors. I mean, this is in the flight path of possible white-tailed seagulls from the Isle of Wight. I'm not even going to hope for that, but that's just, you never know. You go out enough and you increase your chances across the board. You stay in, you don't get anything. The more you go out, the more surprises you'll encounter. Just looking if there's any little electric blue dots, i.e. kingfishers. Just checking my settings are all ready for birds if they take off. Nothing worse than picking your camera up and you're trying to take a picture of a flying bird and it's in video mode and overexposed and you've lost it. Get into the habit of checking my settings like I check my keys before I shut my door. As I probably just double check. I'll always check. I think those are three female gadwall. A weird spot recently, was a reported spot, was a cinnamon teal, which is a North American bird, and that was in Essex. And on bird guides it had an R for reported, so. Oh, I've got some swifts. Yep. And those are sand martins. That looks like sand martins, very short tail. Yeah, I can see they're grey. I did a vlog recently on how to tell oh, that sounds like a whitethroat. I did a vlog recently, if you look back about a week ago, week and a half, I did a vlog on how to tell swifts, house martins, sand martins and swallows apart. So if you see them out, you'll be able to hopefully identify them with the information I provide. There's a couple of bits in there even I didn't know. I'm just looking down at the closer bit of the lake, the water pond. For nothing, there's a little egret in there, is about as exciting on this side. Everything else is further out into the water. We're just coming up to a seating area with those printouts, paintings of birds to help you identify. They look like they're well overdue replacement. They're all cracked and discoloured. Oh, now what was that? That was that looked to me like a sandpiper. What's that? So, yeah, something just landed on one of the scrapes on its own. Now, if it was a plover, it would be a group, but it's hidden. It's gone around the side of it, so I can't see it. See if it's a common sandpiper or a green sandpiper. Now I can hear red shank in the. Yep. Okay, we're going to go to this right onto the southernmost end. I might have more luck with quality close up. Oh, we've got right. Okay, what we got? We've got 5 birds coming in. And they are oyster catchers, yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 oyster catchers coming in from the sea to the little pond. Yeah, the water, the sea is still quite far out. The mud, it looks like half a mile of mud still for the water to come in. But like I said, it's very flat, and I can see it's filling up in all the little channels very quickly. Just take a little sweep of video for B-roll. As I explained before, when I'm doing a vlog, I like to show people who haven't been somewhere what they will expect to see, or what they can expect to see. And it's no point in me just talking about it like it's a podcast. I've got to show them visually. So while I yap away about my, where this is in the world, what you can expect, I'll say, and look here, here's the lake here on this side of the reserve. So I'm just a slight bit distracted at the moment because I think a whitethroat just flew into a bush on my left. I'd like to get a little bit of video if it presents itself. It's only a small bush, so it should stick its head out if it was. Are you going to do that for me? Oh, it's moving around in there. Okay. It might even be a reed warbler. Let's just get the video ready. It sticks its head out and we'll get a bit of. It's a white throat. I've got it recording in my sights. Excellent. And it's sitting there good. Yeah, it's juvenile. I can see the yellow bits on the beak. Perfect. Thank you very much. Good reflexes. My camera nailed the focus. It's doing that thing where it grips a branch and it just kind of looks left, looks right, looks left, right. Oh, there's a couple of them. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Oh, yeah, there's a whole family of them. Can I get that? I've just flown. There was a family of about 3 or 4, so they must still be with mum or dad and getting fed. That looks like a parrot. I can see a very white bib chin. Oh, it's jumped again. Okay, we're just going to try and, yeah, we're going to go. It's just on the north side of the seating area, the lookout deck. So I might get lucky. Yeah, I can see them landing on things. Okay, yeah. Hold still, hold still. All right, once I stop moving, they'll come out. Okay, just got to, I'm looking over now, hoping they'll jump out on top of something. Yep, there's one on the fence there, but I've got leaves in the way. Oh, what on earth are you doing? Yes, brilliant footage, absolutely brilliant footage. I had 2 juveniles, one of them had a spider or something, and the other one was like, give me it. Awesome, that's a nice little bit of footage. Now that will go in the vlog. So far I've got some bits at least to make a vlog. Yeah, exciting, I've never seen anything like that before. I was going to look back at the footage, but that's chimping. Chimping is where you're looking at your viewfinder and something could be happening in front of you and you miss it. Don't chimp. You just have to trust you've got the footage or the photo. Come out wherever you are. That's really good. And they're not calling, so if I wasn't watching and paying attention, I wouldn't have seen them. Currently hunting in the reeds and the grass, a bit further down than visible. But there are a good 3 or 4 in there. There's a, oh yeah, landed on the, hold still. It's on the wire. My camera is refusing to focus because the background is so noisy. Oh, no, it's jumping around. Oh yeah. My camera, no, the focus is hunting because it's moving between reeds. I've got it though, I've got it. Got a little bit there, a couple more seconds. I just get what I can. If I can't use it, if it's a bit rubbish, but that footage of the 2 together is good enough, and back there on the bush will make for a good 30-40 seconds. There's a swift flying. Yeah, it's too, it needs to be much brighter conditions. The sun needs to be landing on them to get a photo. And they need to be at eye level. I'm done taking pictures of swifts above my head. They need to be much lower down. Okay, white throat, where are you? Oh, yeah. Oh, sheesh. I nearly swore. It's on the fence post dark. I have to go handheld. Okay, I got you. Hurry up, focus. Okay, manual focus. Got it. Very good, very good. I was holding my breath there, try and steady myself. So I just got some more of one of the juveniles moving around on the fences. That's good. It's scruffy looking. If this was the parent, I'd have no chance. I'm taking the full opportunity of them being juveniles, and I'm having to really be on the ball, my manual focus, because there's reeds, they're jumping around on these, and there are reeds in the way. So what I've got is I've set up a button on my camera to disable autofocus, and then I've got a dial on my lens, and I have to hold the button down so the autofocus isn't working. so I can focus through the reeds to the bird's eye. And then I keep when it catches the bird's eye, I take my thumb off of the dial and just keep my button down for keeping the autofocus off, so it stays in that plane of focus. All very technical. This is for the people that want to hear the technical stuff. Remember, I am going to be doing lots of podcasts, and over time, I hope you will start leaving comments and telling me, yeah, we didn't like that. Can you give it a rest with the technical jargon? We're not interested. Maybe people who thought they weren't interested are like, okay, well, I don't understand it fully, but he's making it, sort of understandable. Like, I've never understood how photographers work, and they're talking ISOs and shutter speeds. Okay, at least we've got half an idea. Swift just flew up. I could have got, you know what? I'm going to get my camera set up for photos. That's ridiculous. It flew at head level, and I could have got that. We're going to go electronic. No. Stick with the first curtain sync. Okay, a white-throat just flew in us with a big grub in its beak. And this is where it starts getting annoying, because I've got to choose which shutter mode to use. And then a load of birds just flew into the pond over there. It looks like a mixture. It looked like a mixture of waders, and I've missed it. I couldn't see what they were because I was trying to decide. Okay. Oh my goodness, and again. White-throat again. It's got a grub. Okay, hurry up. Okay, I've got it. It's got 3 big juicy grubs. I think 3 or 2. You'll see this in the vlog. Sitting on the fence, looking to squeeze more into his beak. And again, sorry for the shaking. I'm handheld and I'm kind of resting one of my arms on the tripod to minimize the shake. There's another one down. Oh, yeah, there's another one. Film that. Oh, I'm being shaken too much, by the way, and I had to stop. Got some more footage. So this is really good. There's these white-throat are going along the fence. 3 of them now. I can count 3. Okay, I think we're done with those for now. That's pretty good. When we come back to the car this way, then I'll try and get them again. Anything new on the water? No. So like I said, I got completely wrong with all the curlew. They're all straight beaks, so they're black-tailed godwits. And sandpiper I saw land hasn't come out. But there's a pied wagtail flying. Let's move along a bit more. Off to the left of me, as we're just approaching the point of the seawall, I keep saying there's probably about 60, 70 cow. 60 or 70 cows, plural. It's sheep and cows, not sheep and cow. Right, these hirundines and swifts, I've really got to try and make an effort. There's good lighting now, I could get a good photo. All right, let's set for photography, and if one comes up head height, we will try it. And we're going to go electronic first curtain sync. Got to dial in my numbers for that. Okay. So electronic first curtain is a go-between. I'm going to be doing a video on this. I've already got all the script written out, and then I'll be making it in the next few days, hopefully. Register settings, just dial in my numbers into my custom functions. So the electronic shutter mode takes more frames per second than mechanical, but it doesn't suffer the rolling shutter the full electronic does. Even though full electronic would give me 30 frames a second, I believe with electronic first curtain, you're only getting 15. That oyster catcher is just flying around me. No, it's a bit distant for a photo, I won't bother. I kind of hope to see some cattle egret here, but... Oh, no. You cannot believe the timing. You cannot believe the timing. The second I finish that sentence, there's a cattle Is it a cat? Yeah, it's a cattle egret. You could not make that up. So I'm just going to get my 4K crop because it's very distant. And it's windy, so this handheld footage is going to look awful. But let's see how it turns out. Okay, we're filming. Yeah, a lot of heat haze. Oh, cow's just walked right in front of my camera. But it's got that lovely punk rocker orange thing going on at the back. Cows will keep walking, go on, and you just keep doing that. One, is it just one? There should usually be a group. Okay, he's going for a walk now. Yep, where is he going? He maybe has a favourite cow he likes to follow. Yeah, I can't believe that. I love it when that happens, when you're saying, I can't believe there aren't any, and then that thing appears. I'm just going to take a bit of B-roll of the cows so I can then overlay the cattle egret. Yeah, there's definitely just, there might be one, there are a lot of cows standing up, so there could be more hidden. I don't know if I can be bothered. It's another thing. I mean, I'm filming a vlog, I'm taking pictures, I'm taking video, I'm filming a podcast. Recording a podcast. I don't want to put on another layer of recording the number of species. It's just too much to do. I mean, I will do this when I travel, but for a UK marsh, unless the vlog is specifically about getting a large number of birds, then I won't bother. So what are you flying out there? It's flying in a strange way that suggests it isn't a black-headed gull. Just checking through my bins, sorry, just to leave you on the lurch there. Just checking right out into the mud, see what's flying around. So we're pretty much at the bottom of the sharks, the upside down shark's fin. Sort of pebbles and stones on the path here, a bit of gravel here, a bit of gravel there. Now, where's that cattle egret? Can I get any closer footage? And this is hunkered down, it's gone. Oh no, I think it's, yeah, I can see it. It's hiding in some flowers. Yep, there it goes, it's flying. It did not like me. I just got maybe a couple of seconds of footage. It's going to be really horrible of it flying. It won't be until I get it on the computer where I can say, oh yeah, it flew off. And I tried to follow it. Very difficult white birds because I'm set up to sort of take neutral video of birds in different colours. And when it's a dark bird or a white bird, either the blacks, the shadows and the blacks become a silhouette, or the white birds are blown out highlights. And where I'd normally, for the high shutter speed, use 4,000th of a second, I'd have to go up to say 6,000 for some white birds, or else you'll just get this. Is that, oh, it's flying again. From here, it could even be argued that would catch my eye, and I'd think that was a barn owl. Where are you? I'm looking through my lens at 2300 millimeters, trying to find the bird flying, and that is an almost impossible task. So it's flown all the way out to the cows right in the middle of the field, so it doesn't like me at all. There we go, yeah, a lot of heat haze. So I might just put that in the vlog and say, oh yeah, there it is in the distance with a bit of heat haze. And the cow just did a kind of, what are you doing? Do it again? The cow was just clearing its throat. But yeah, I might just use that if I'm desperate on the vlog, just say, yeah, I tried to get it, it flew off. And if footage is bad, I like to explain why it's bad, because I don't want people to think, oh, he's a bit of a rubbish photographer or videographer. And you might have something, it might just be a silly little bit of footage, but you need something to just add to the story. As long as you obviously bring lots of good stuff most of the time, then people know you're good. And like, yeah, it was a lot of heat haze that day. Of course, he's not going to be able to get great stuff. Okay, what have we got here? I think we've got oyster cat. What are those? Oyster catchers? Yeah. Okay. Trying to hold my breath. I was trying to catch them just a bit of video, so I got maybe 3 or 4 seconds of them in the frame. I'll slow that down. I'll get maybe 8 seconds out of it. And if you wonder what I'm talking about, I film at 60 frames per second video mode, and that's usually you see in 30 frames per second. The human eye actually sees at 24, but that's usually for film, like movie film stuff, but not for wildlife. You go 30, so it's compatible with all with iPhones and GoPro and things like that. But you can select 60, so it squeezes 60 frames into 30 frames, and then when you get it onto the computer editing program, you can slow it down to 50%, and it won't be blurry. It will just get rid of 30 of the frames, making it look slowed down, and that will then also get rid of jitters, any kind of like weird little jitters in the movement. It doesn't make it look as bad as it was. So it's one of the tricks of getting rid of bad pans when you're panning, following a bird in flight, and there's a little bit of jerky motion from your hand or the image stabilizer. You can mask it. So what are those? Hang on, quick, what are you? A flock of something interesting looking. My camera won't focus. It really can't focus. Where are you? Oh no, it's a whole flock of, oh yeah, whole flock of oyster catchers. Okay, I caught that. That will be, there's some usable footage there. Flock of about 20 just flew in the distance, and what am I on? I'm on my 4K crop, so I was able to get quite close in. Yeah, birds are starting to come in from the sea as the mud forces them in. I'm just looking at a bunch of white birds, and are they? Yes, they are. 2, 4, 6, 8. I will film that from this distance. I'll be able to make a vlog for sure. There'll be a vlog. Those are little egrets. And here comes another batch of oyster catchers. We'll film those too. No, I couldn't stop shaking. Well, I've got some. Oh, we've got some. Let's get some slow-mo. Quick. Settings, Justin. Can we get this? Canada geese, yeah. I've got it. Awesome. I just flicked to slow-mo, 120 frames per second. I'll just look at that. Awesome, yeah, I'm just looking back at the footage. Canada geese in slow-mo. Okay, a little bit rough, but it's there, it's got it. It's mostly in focus, a little blurriness as the birds go by. You know what, I am going to stay on this mode for a while, the slow-mo, because if there is any jerkiness in my panning, at least I will get it. So I'm just going to save that setting I just had into my custom functions. So when I flick back, it's ready for this exposure level, the current state of the clouds and the sun. Yeah, I'll just use the super slow-mo for birds coming in from the water. I've got to keep them peeled. Yeah, I did a vlog recently which is doing pretty well regarding rumors about the R7 Mark II. I've got the R7 Mark I, and it only does this super slow-mo. Up, here they come. Geese, can I get them? Yep, got a big group of them. Here we go. You know what? Something's gone wrong. My settings were saved. Something's gone wrong in the settings. This has happened before when I've gone to save a custom function. Now, what has happened to my camera? Right, okay, we've got to reset everything. Annoying. Okay, well, this is what happens. Move reset. High frame rate enable. So you've got to go into the high frame rate enable. 1920 by 1080, that's HD, and that's 120 frames per second. Okay, I'm going to set that. And then go back to movie record, full HD, IPB. Okay. Right, and this time we will set that as custom. How annoying, as a big flock, it would have looked really, really nice. What did I do? I must have pressed the wrong one. Fat fingers on this view screen in bright conditions, very hard. What did I just do there? Still making mistakes to this day. Luckily it wasn't a rare bird. It was just some filler. Now I can hear something chirping in the bushes here. What have we got? Come out, wherever you are. You can hear a very low, I mean, I can't even hazard a guess what it is. I'd love it to be a grasshopper warbler, but they'd be making more of a really long, shrilling racket. I'll have a scan of my bins. I doubt it, unless it's in the top of a bush, boulder's brass, and I'm looking right at it and can't see it. Nope, nothing on the top of a bush. I can still hear it. What? I can't. It keeps changing direction as well. I can't tell if it's on the left of me or the right of me. Yeah, it'll probably just turn out to be a juvenile whitethroat or something. It's really annoying when you can hear something and you can't see it. And I mean, it's not like there are lots of bushes here for things to hide in. There's a couple of bits, but it should have popped out by now, by accident, dropped its guard. I'm going to ignore your calls. It's always horrible to be walking away from a call. Oh, hang on. What? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, right. Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you? Sorry, let me just get the... Okay, that looks like just there's a linnet on the path. Okay, I've got a bit of slow-mo. Let me flick to... Right, it might be linnets because there are more of them and usually they flock in flocks. Yeah, I can see it from here. It's a linnet. So the sound must have been a linnet. They're just down on the path in front of me. We're going to try and go around and see how spooked they are. They're feeding on the ground on the path. Okay, you seem to be... Okay, we'll get the 4K crop on you and I don't have to get too close. Looks like a young one. It's right in the grass, so I can't really get a good angle on him. When I say grass, there's a little bit of growth on the edge of the path and he's in there feeding. No, it's not even worth me recording that. That noise is still coming from behind me. It could be just a linnet, one of the party of linnets. I'll try and get closer to this one. Oh, you are really annoying. I really want to know what you are. I don't know if you can hear it. Let's have a good look with the bins. I think it's making the same call as these linnets, so it must be a linnet. Oh, and a runner's coming. There we go. Well, that's the end of that, isn't it? Not their fault. No. Oh, okay, well, maybe that might have been better for me. It's gone down onto the mud. I might be able to just mask my approach using the wall. Oh, there it is. I've just spooked it. It's so well camouflaged. We'll try one more. Actually, I see a tail wagging. I wonder if that's a rock pipit. How can it? That can't be, right? Have I got that right? I'll be good. Oh no, it's a meadow pipit. I would have thought more rock pipit down here, but there you go. I'll take that. Just struggling to hold it still in the wind. Oh, very good. My camera handled that quite well. Missed it a little bit. Now something to be honest, I don't think I've ever... Sorry, my nose is running. More information than you wanted to know. Oh, and you know what? Silly boy here have I not brought any tissues with me? I have got some. I usually hoard those little packets of tissues, and you know what happens? I go out and I forget to actually put them in my pockets. Yeah, this bird is confusing me because I know usually what linnets sound like, but this made a weird sound that I'm not familiar with. It's just gone into this grass. I'm going to see... I wonder if birds have regional dialects. Because I tell you what, those goldfinch, they had a little chirp at the end. Oh no, that is a meadow pipit in the grass. There's two of them now. Okay, got you. Right. So I've just spooked it out of the grass. I thought it was... Okay, I've got meadow pipit, point blank. Hold still. Yeah, some people just walk past and scared off. You know what? Shall I try? I was thinking I'd like to do a pre-capture of raw image burst so I could get a flight shot, but it's one of those things where it's low down, so when it does it, it'll have lots of grass and stuff in the background. So I think that's the mistake I've been making. The sound aren't linnets, they're meadow pipits. That's why it was throwing me. Okay, good. Well, at least we got that settled. That makes sense, yeah, a little chirp. I should be better at meadow pipits, but do you know what I think it might just be because I'm not used to seeing them. If I was at Elmley, I'd have done it, I'd have got it straight away. That's the only other thing it can be. A lot of the time I couldn't, like if you just played me some of the bird calls from anywhere in the UK, I might not get ones that I actually do know unless I'm there, and that's what I expect to see. Okay, so I keep spooking these meadow pipits, yeah. So I'll just keep recording this vlog. I don't know how much of it I'll keep. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff enough to keep the whole thing. Because I think with the Podbean, which hosts my podcast, I believe it said it only keeps 5 hours or 1,000 megabytes or something, 5 hours worth of podcast. And probably in 3 podcasts, I'll have used that up, and then I'm gonna have to start paying a monthly fee for these long form podcasts. This is probably why a lot of people go for the 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because then they can do multiple, but then they get bored and they give up. I said to my wife the other day, I said she was away, and I said, just put the podcast on for 10 minutes, because I know my voice grates at your brain and your soul. But just put it on, let me know, just have a listen and just see where I'm coming from, how I'm presenting it. And she said she'd put it on, to ease her off to sleep. And the next day she was quite kind for a change, As long as I'm not there in person to hear my voice in real time, then she's okay with listening to it on a podcast. Oh, good. I've got to listen to you in real life and on the radio. Oh. Yeah, a lot of oyster catchers. Okay, anything coming in the water is coming in fast. Good. Now, at some point, I'm going to have to start I might do it right at the end. I don't know what I might do, because it's a lot to take in. I need to film a vlog to say what I'm seeing, but I might just do it in one big hit. I'll film lots of B-roll, and then as I say, I got round to this bit, I got round to that bit. I can just overlay the section, and then I can just concentrate on the podcast. Let's check any messages. No, we're all good. Yeah, a bit of B-roll on the seawall. I wonder what that is, some sort of platform with a burnt out boat. Looks like it's been on fire or something over there. For a second I thought it was an abandoned vehicle, and I thought, how did they drive a vehicle here and dump it? A bit of filming now out into the water. Some more B-roll, and I'm saying, yeah, I filmed some meadow pipit at this point on the walk. I mean, ideally, I like to get into the habit of getting 2 or 3 birds and then doing a bit of vlog, doing 2 or 3 birds and doing a bit of vlog, so it's more dynamic. Because what I've done in the past is I've done the whole day and then I've just done a big catch up at the end, standing in the one spot, which I don't think works very well. And there might be some little bits I leave out because it's not fresh in my mind. So I do like to try and do it as I go, but with this new podcast, it's another layer of complexity. I think I'm handling it quite well. Right, it's a little bit quiet at the moment. Now, just while nothing's happening, what I thought I'd do is add some bird news. So I've done a bit of looking up to pass on some information, just run-of-the-mill stuff. Hold on a sec, where did I store it? Just something to add to the podcast. If there's a quiet moment, I can bring you some bird stuff. Oh, yeah. Heat waves and nesting birds. This summer's heat waves across southern Britain have had mixed effects. While sunny days aid chick survival, intense droughts reduce insect availability and risk overeating young birds. Experts recommend keeping bird baths filled to help them stay hydrated and cool. Next up, rare flamingo chick hatches in Scotland. Over in Oxton at Bird Garden, Scotland, a Chilean flamingo chick, currently the only one in the UK, has hatched successfully. The centre hopes this is a milestone, will bolster their conservation breeding efforts. Return of the cranes. After a 500-year absence, cranes are making a remarkable comeback to Scotland. Thanks to the wetland restoration and conservation partnerships, there are now 250 breeding pairs in the UK, with 6 confirmed in Aberdeenshire alone. Next up, red kite recovery soars. The spectacular recovery of the red kite is another UK success story. From only 34 breeding pairs in central Wales in 1976, red kites have spread wildly from England to Scotland and now number over 4,400 pairs. That's crazy. Though threats like poison bait still loom. The swifts are in steep decline, dropped by 66% between, I'm just going to pause that because chatting. Swifts in Britain have dropped from 66% between 1995 and 2022, mainly due to the loss of nesting opportunities in modern buildings. Swift Bricks designed nesting units for new homes, costing £35, can help reverse the trend, especially if scaled up beyond voluntary adoption. And that's a nice little summary. Okay, I might do those for the future vlogs. Now, what were you? See, I've got to pay attention. That might be a robin because it was feeding on the ground. It flew into a bush. See, I stare at my phone too long and things start to happen. So we've got to this point at the bottom of the sharks, the upside down sharks fin, and there's a cornered off section of scrub, which is going to be amazing for nesting. So we'll just stand here a minute and see whatever that little bird is that flew off into the scrub comes back out. More swifts, yep, swifts, and that looks like some sort of sand martin maybe. That was a white tummy, so that was probably a swallow. White belly. Okay, got some swift out. Okay, look, why not? I'm going to go for photos. Electronic first curtain, and we'll see if this does anything. First picture, yeah, this is really good because the wind has slowed the birds down. I just saw the swift came at me and it was struggling to fight against the wind. You know what? That's okay, even though I'm going to have to do a big crop on that. I've got, is it the crop? It's got a full crop of insects in its chin, in its throat. Apparently they can store thousands of insects at one go to feed their chicks. So that's, yeah, actually I've just realized I've got my back to the wind. The wind, where am I now? I'm facing, the wind is coming in from the southwest. So if they're coming towards me, then the wind will slow them down. I'll be able to get them in frame. Okay. So how many of these? So is there a good one in? Yeah. Let me just have a look at these. I actually went electronic, which is not good because once this, I'm going to switch to first curtain. Okay, yeah, that's the first curtain. I'll just have that ready. The custom function. Number 3 for electronic first curtain. And if any more appear, they seem to come in waves. No raptors as of yet. And that bird in the scrub hasn't come back out. Okay, fair dues, we'll move on. Oh, good old, it's definitely not a purple, it's a grey heron. Yeah, really big birds catch your eyes like that, but grey herons are if you're not familiar in the UK, they are all over the place. They are not rare by any means. Yeah, vicious, they'll swallow rats whole. I got a good picture of that, I think 4 or 5 years ago. There's a lot of scrub here, but I don't hear any bird call. There's obviously nothing here. Right, listen, I think I've been talking for quite a long time. What I will do, because this will take up probably a lot of memory and a lot of my podcast allowance, so we'll shut it there. And if there's anything to catch up on, I'll run it. Let me know because I was busy. There were lots of birds to see. So anything else and any visuals will be coming onto a vlog. Will be being put into a vlog. I'm sorry if my speech is a bit all over the place. I keep being distracted. But like I said, I've got multiple things to keep track of. I'm trying to carry my tripod. I've got a big heavy bag on. I've got my camera on the front, multiple settings, a podcast going, trying to think of stuff to say. So I apologize if my language and my grammar and vocabulary are all over the shop. I've got weird dry throat going on. So like I said, we'll cut it short there and give me some, let me have some feedback. Okay, there's still a bit of a walk to go. If there's anything, I'll catch up and add it on to the end. Okay, I'll speak to you later, guys. And remember, leave some reviews, please, and some comments. Hey, everyone, so just back to give you an update. I went about 3/4 of the way round. Previous experiences, not much happened on the north side, and the small pond that was there was completely empty, so I turned around and came back, and I saw some seals out in the bay, which is great. I think I've seen seals here before. I managed to use the sea wall to keep the wind from shaking my tripod. I'm again letting you know this so that when you look at the vlog, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. If you just want to listen to the podcast, listen to the podcast and just accept that I saw some seals. I think they're grey seals. I'm not sure. I can only tell in the viewfinder that the two left ones were grey seals and the other two on the right were harbour. That's if you look at the footage. And lots of little egrets, a little squad of little egrets that I got on the tripod as well. I had to get really low. The wall helped me protect the camera from shake. I actually tried to put it on the wall, but I just couldn't find a flat surface so the camera was level. Whereas I've got all the bits on the camera for leveling the camera perfectly using the spirit level. And yeah, it's like a ball joint which you can move in any direction to help that. Lots of flocks of oyster catchers. There's always a big movement when the water comes in and they fly off to different scrapes to sleep. At the moment I've come back to that main big pond on the left coming in from the west, and lots of them are up on the scrape. Lots of avocets, curlews, black-tailed godwits, dunlin, they've all come back. And multiple, yeah, where I said I'd mistakenly seen curlews but they were black-tailed godwits, I've had flocks of them going by, so you'll see that in the footage as well. Nice surprise, no raptors whatsoever, which is a shame, but a big old black bird was coming in, and I just thought, you can't tell, there's nothing to compare the size to, but just something about it seemed odd, and I just made sure to film it in slow-mo, and as it turned, I saw the beak, and I went, there you go, there's the beak. So definitely a raven, no mistaking that one. And I got really nice slow-mo, it came in and landed, I filmed it for a second, you'll see that in the vlog. The other weird thing was, I think I saw this a couple of years ago, a black bunny, a fully black bunny. I've seen one of those on the Isle of Sheppey. This one was being chased by one of the standard ones. But obviously, if it's stayed alive all this time, maybe it's an offspring of this one. It obviously still does okay. So I don't know if that's some sort of a leucistic problem, or if there are, in fact, that's a different species, a subspecies. Plenty of meadow pipit, again, they've all started popping out. That sound that I kept hearing, I couldn't identify, were meadow pipits. The water is all the way in now. So I'm just about to start filming my vlog. And I've made a list of everything because obviously during the podcast, I can't stop and film vlog bits. I'm going to do it all in one hit. There are a lot of swifts going over in Horrendanes. I might try for some pictures. The sun has come out nicely. So I hope you enjoyed podcast number 2. And look on the vlog coming up in probably about 2 or 3 days, because I've got something else I need to do in between. But for now, enjoy the podcast. Let me know any reviews and feedback. And I hope this is a good one and we can continue to make them. Okay, speak to you soon.